Hello, we are back. My cell phone interrupted me with a text. Quite loudly it interrupted me with a text. And the text was about 2.5 hours too late. Because I was going to be going to a... Well, for those of you who saw the previous episode, I'm now griping about my cell phone interrupting my episode recording. But it received the text about 3 hours too late. It was for a fire department event, and I was going to go there with my drone and take pictures of the event. But, can't, because it was too late. So, yeah, we're just going to fast forward general rocketry. And... poof. Nope, not quite. There we go. General rocketry is now finished. So... that gives me all of this, which we're going to purchase all the parts, and we have bigger fuel tanks, and we have bigger thumper fuel booster thingies. And we're going to go here, and it's going to give me this to test, and it's going to give me this to test. So, brilliant. We're going to grab both of these, and we're going to go back to here, and we have... I don't know why you get there. We have a little bit more than a day to finish this one, which we're going to use to finish 3 contracts, or 4 at once. 3 or 4 contracts at once. And... ding! Done. Oh, wait. That wasn't the spacecraft. That was one of the upgrades. What was it? Tech upgrades. It was this thing being upgraded so it could do EVAs in space and stuff. Oops. Wrong thing. Now we can warp to the completion of the untitled spacecraft. We have a day launch? Quite possibly? Where's the sun? Ah, it's over there. But today we'll have our day launch instead of a night launch. We're going to roll her out. No, keep rolling out. Warp to completion. I forget that we're not going to have a day launch. Ugh. We're going to be launching in the dark again. And... launch. Fill all. Launch. Now, this was a series of tests, some of them ground-based, which makes it very easy to complete these tests. A couple tiny changes I made real quick. We got these fins on it for stability, and that is really the only change. I added that in there before I started recording again. So I'm going to click on this. Solid fuse. Well, we're not doing that one. We're not doing that one. We've got this here, and it's landed. We got this here and it's landed, so we're going to do the test. Test is done. We also have this thing here, the radial decoupler is here, and we're landed. So, boof. Tests were successful on that. Another contract done. And now we have to test this stacked decoupler in flight. So we only have to reach 9,000 meters to do that. Whoops. Forgot to do SAS. But oh well. So we need to hit 9,000 meters and be going 300 meters a second. Oh, I hope that doesn't really damage anything. Whoops. Controls down throttle. So we're just gonna mosey on up to the altitude that is required. We are now in the correct altitude. We hit that, and space. And I fucked that up. We're going to revert to launch. And we're going to do all of that again. Because I forgot to keep the speed up. SAS on. Run the test for one contract. Do that for the other contract. Boom. SAS is on. Up we go. Done, done. Now we just need to do the stack decoupler. Stay up. There we go. Get it moving. Get up to 9,000 meters again. Don't screw it up this time. A little tiny reverting save scumming kind of thing. Get to 400, cut the engines, boof. That is done. And now we just wait for a little while. Okay, you're gone. And now we just bring it back down again. Crew report. Nothing to see here. So what we can do is we can speed this up. There's no reason to really wait. Look at how happy Jeb is. Whee! We can stay sped up for a little while. I'm going to deploy the parachutes now. Whee! The cables get twisted. The parachutes pop off. Jeb is now dead. I'm amazed this doesn't break anything. Whee! He's still overjoyed. IVA. Whee! Whoops. That wasn't what I wanted to do. So speed up the time warp a little bit. There's no reason to wait. Because I'm scared of things happening that are very bad. We slow time down for the parachute deployment at that point, and then we go back to full speed. Dink. Doesn't really matter, we can go nose down. It's just a heat shield I plopped onto the front just in case. And there we have a bunch of contracts that are finished now. Woot. So we just go to this, go to there, recover the active vessel, auto-saving, free money. That money was on the table. Quick down and dirty project there. Now we got 417 and a tiny little incy-bincy bit of science out of it. We've probably got some more contracts now. We have lots of tourist ones and visual surveys. Test the Mark 55 Thud liquid engine. Test the Rockomax brand decoupler while landed. And test the Terrier liquid fuel engine on an escape trajectory. How do you propose we do that, game? How do you propose we do that? That might actually be possible. We'll grab that one, we'll grab that one, and we'll grab that one. Realizing I forgot to start the timer for this episode. That is not my pattern to get into my Galaxy phone. Go to the clock, reset, start. So we got a couple contracts to look at and how to do. We have this now, so this should give me the power to leave the system. The problem is I'm not doing that unless I've got a probe body, so we can't do that yet. And then we'll soon have these as well. And flight control too. We need these antennas because we're using the remote tech stuff. No, we can't use the inline cockpit anymore. Oops. Probably should have kept that for the touristy things. Oh well. So we got this new stuff to get into space with. We no longer have the second cockpit, which was probably a slightly bad idea. No control. No, we do have that Mark 1 cockpit. Ooh, and this thing stays in the inventory. Dough. Okay, so what do we have? We have this. We have that. We have a new fuel tank. We have that and that. So you see, this is twice the size and carries twice as much fuel in half the parts, which is good. Which is good because we'll need that power. So we're going to grab that command pod. We're going to grab... How big is this? This is the giant one, isn't it? Yeah, that is the giant one. We're not going to worry about that right away. We don't need that. Well, we'll stick that right there because we'll need it anyway in a minute. Science! We need you. We need you. We need utilities. 2 of you. And then 1 of you. And then we grab you and we put you there. I don't have side decouplers anymore. Shouldn't be too surprised by that, should I? So we're going to grab 3 of these. And I'm going to put the swivel engine onto that. And we're going to grab another decoupler, like so. Bring this up. We have our other decoupler on. What we're going to do with this... Where are the fuel tanks? There are the fuel tanks. Grab these fuel tanks. Now I should... I can, like... No, I can't. Okay, so the center engine is going to be the larger engine, like that. And then I'm going to grab these fuel tanks, like so. And I'm going to put 3 of these on the outside. And we'll be using 3 of these swivel engines, like that. Granted, I should do it different this way. Stick those on the bottom. Be relatively equal like that with that engine. And 1, 2, and then 3. Let's stick that onto there. These engines all trigger at the same time. And then underneath all of this, grab some more stack decouplers. Wonder why it started doing all that stuff. There we go. We got the stack decouplers in. Thumpers. Still a bit too low. And we're over on the part count. Oh boy. Of course we're over on the part count. We'd have to be over on the part count, don't we? So that means too many parts. That gives us 29 parts. This has almost 4,000 delta V as it is. What we can do, take that off for the moment. If we add another N, that gets me 4,000 delta V. But no, we can do this too. Instead of adding that, we take that. No. That'd require too many parts. Or, of course, we might be able to just spend the money and upgrade. Let's see what happens if we do this. Let's take... Whoops. Nope. You go back there. Let's take this. And we do 2 of these instead of 3. That gives me a little bit more. And then we can take that off. We throw that on there with that engine and this decoupler. Do this. That needs to go up there. And this stage needs to come down to there. That still gets me a good amount of delta V. How many parts do we have? We have a 29 out of 30. I might be able to come there, and we can grab this little fuel tank there. I think this can get into orbit. Might be a bit tough, but I think it can do it. There's really only one way to find out. How much time do we have? And that is via simulation. So if it explodes, we're still good. If it makes it, brilliant. We're simulating a simulator now. Yay! Does that mean it's gameception? Full throttle, launch. It's very stable, that's for sure. That's helpful. It's always good to have a stable rocket. Let's kind of push the... oh boy. Push that over slightly, save a little bit of fuel by using less of it, lowering the throttle, less air resistance this way. Do the gravity turn. Okay, so the outboard engines will die before the center engine does. That's not that big of an issue, because the center engine still gives us some acceleration. Now that goes out, and we trigger this engine, which we really start doing a gravity turn with now. Okay. This sucker is moving. We can halt this. Frankly, I kind of think we've already done it, because we'll be able to use the second stage. Whoa, come on, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Come on, come on. There we go. Then we'll be able to use the second stage as part of our orbital boost. Stage destroyed, yes I know. Speed time up a little bit. Any moment now. Just trying to cram orbit out with not a heck of a lot of stuff to do it with. Okay, this is good enough right here. We're in space. We're still climbing. Let's get this orbital velocity up. Let's see if we do it. And okay, so that will die. It's kind of expected. We switch to this. We are still climbing. Some time to go yet. I think this will do it. Yeah, that's climbing. This gets Jeb into orbit. And I think Jeb is absolutely thrilled. Did I put something to eat the re-entry heat up? I don't remember. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Okay, so this gets Jeb into orbit. If kinda barely. Very good, okay. And this should also get him enough to come back down. There is no re-entry heat. We can't take this off because it actually used almost all the fuel from it. It used half the fuel in this. It used basically the entire FLT 200 fuel tank to get up here. Okay. But that also means... I want stage only, thank you. If we turn this sucker around... How's our electric charge doing? Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, and then we can do like crew reports, and we'll get nothing. We'll get that, and we'll probably get nothing out of it, and we'll do this, and watch us get barely anything. We can do EVAs now, so we're simulating the EVA, and we'll get an EVA report for almost nothing. Okay, so hooray. Now for the next part of making sure that we can re-enter safely. We need more science components. So, we're burning the engine. SAS shut off for whatever reason. Okay, now the engine's dead, and we speed up until we hit the atmosphere. That didn't take that long. This will have completed this thing, which is a little bit of science and a good deal of money. Now this doesn't count because it's only a simulation, and what we're just testing to do is to see if we can re-enter safely without burning up. We'll just do this real quick. Staring at the dark. So I might do, since we're not really going to get any extra science... Oh, shoot. Let's review the data. We're not really going to get much extra science. I might just take the science components like that one off. We still have all the parachutes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed we do. So I can just dive straight in the atmosphere, and it looks like we're still good. We got no solar panels to worry about breaking, so... That's a plus. And we'll just let it fall to 1,500, deploy the parachutes. And it will kind of just keep falling until it hits 500, where they will expand. And speed time up. So we're going to do this just for the money that we would get by achieving orbit. That is, like, the only reason why we're going to bother. Okay, so this does the job. How many parts are we at? 30 of 30? Yeah. This is about all we can do at the moment. So, launch. We're going to call this DAS Orbiter. Space. Launch. Build. Because we know it works. Exit, please. We're not doing control. Okay, that was like that was a well, oh shit moment looking at the map and there's no planet underneath the Space Center. Going, yep, we're up. So we have basic science, which should be actually getting researched now. Recovering, reconditioning the launch pad, tech. We're doing stability, flight control, and basic science. Which one is a flight control? Stability. Flight control. Which has, ooh, the scriptable control system. So we'll be able to start doing some stuff with that. Electric charge it needs. KOS processor. Oh. We do it fast enough. I'll have to test a few things, but that could be interesting. We'll have the inline cockpit. But that might be something that I have to team up with the basic science. Which is, if I use that Staputnik module and the flight control with this scriptable control system, I might be able to write an autopilot system to guide that thing that needs to be on an escape trajectory and have it do the experiments before it leaves the system where the comms no longer work. That would be an interesting thing to try, wouldn't it? Oh, well, in the meantime, we get vessel recovery, and then we scrap it, because it's not needed. Yeah, so we'll probably get right into using that thing. We're going to scrap you. Yeah. And then the next part is reconditioning the launch pad, which is done. So I'm going to take a look at the tech. Stability is 3 days out. The other stuff is 30 and 39 days out. And oh, the stability tech will be finished before that. Can I upgrade you? I can. And this way we'll be able to build bigger craft. So we're going to start upgrading that now. And if we go to tech, we can see it'll take 15 days to finish upgrading the vehicle assembly building. And we're going to warp to completion of the stability tech. And then my timer's going to go off. So we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as we're going to wait for Das Orbiter to finish. See ya.